Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you guys are. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Well, happy Thursday. It's almost the weekend.
Right. Almost Friday. So in today's video, we're going to go over Gigabucks income for digital content. This is going to be a little bit more exciting for me because I like doing stuff online. If you're that person, tune in.
And this is going to be a little more advanced than we've talked about this week, but I want you to bear with us because there is a progression on how to get to this point, right? And so I want you to pay attention to that as well. This is if you never did anything online before, you probably don't want to start here. And we see people make that mistake, like, well, I've got a great idea. Let me just go put some videos together and try to sell them. And that's really not the best way to go about it. But as always, we're here to teach you how to turn your active income into passive income so that you can earn more, live more, and give more. And what does that mean? Well, we're here to first of all, teach you how to create more active income that you need to participate your time in to create. We like Gigabucks income because it creates large chunks of money at once. And then we also teach you how to take that money and use it to create things that come in, whether you participate or not, right? Passive income, we call it anyway money. Things that come in from recurring subscriptions, from dividends and interest, investments, and things like that. And what happens for a lot of you is you want to, learn how to do passive income. And that's what we're here for. But also we know that a lot of you don't have enough current active income from the job, or maybe even from your small business because you're still growing it, to take money. And so we're here to show you how to create more active income so you can turn those dollars that you make into your employees on the back end, earning recurring subscriptions, earning, passive income, like by staking and earning interest and dividends and all those kinds of things. So today we're talking about Gigabucks income again, and we're in phase 3. So I do want to recap, if you were not on the other sessions this week, what we already talked about, right? Gigabucks income is creating, or having the income that comes in large amounts all at once, right? So we first talked about marketing other people's products, informational products, software, digital products, and starting there. Okay. And for some people, that's all they ever do. So don't think you have to move into these other phases. These are just for if this is something you want to do. You can market other people's content for the rest of your life and make a lot of money, right? You don't have to come up with your own ideas. But some of us, including myself, we have ideas and we want to get them out there, right? So that was phase 1. I think, what did we talk about that on Tuesday, I think? And then on Wednesday, yesterday, we started talking about having personal, either one-on-one coaching that you charge for, or group coaching in an area of expertise that you either are passionate about or very good at, or both, right? So today, this would be like if you're trying to move into how can I phase into more income streams for this with the same kind of idea, right? Complementary information would be what we're going to talk about today, which is digital products, right? So Christina, you want to talk a little bit about why someone would want to create digital products that they sell?
Of course. So one of the things that we talk about, or that you hear a lot online, is like evergreen content, evergreen products, right? You do work one time, you earn income over and over and over again, right? And if this is content, like we said yesterday, that you're passionate about, it's going to be very easy for you to give somebody some beginning steps, right? It's going to be easy for you to help somebody get started with that evergreen content. And then we do like videos and audios and PDFs. Everybody's into downloadable PDFs now. If you are an excellent chef, you bake the best cakes in the world, how easy is it to put together a digital PDF that you can give away with a small monetary value attached to it? Now you have that digital product that is starting to generate that Gigabucks income that you want, right? Because that filters over into maybe your full course. Okay. You start to get people in that way. And then also, you can combine with Facebook support groups, group coaching, one-on-one coaching, all of these ideas, right? Make a bundle if you would like. And then that could be a digital product as well. Maybe you say, you know what, download this PDF if you like it, join our Facebook community, right? And then from there, inside a Facebook community, what are you promoting? You're promoting the full course, right? So there's lots of different reasons why you might want to create a digital product, because how easy is it to get access to the internet? Everybody has a cell phone right now, right? So you're watching this probably on a cell phone. So it suffices to say, like, you can get access. Everybody can get access. So now, instead of saying, you know what, I live in Michigan, I'm going to target people in Michigan. Now you have a broader audience, right? You have a further reach. So digital products get you out there, but way out there.
Yeah, I mean, think about all the multiple income streams that you could potentially create by still staying in one expertise, right? Maybe you're driving traffic to products that have rewards programs. Let's just stick with the chef or the baker, right? Because this is easy. You have certain type of bakeware you use, right? Certain type of spatulas you use. You could be, giving people lists of things that you already really highly recommend, but why not get paid to recommend them? When they click on the link, they're taken to the Amazon store, for example.
Right.
And this is where we talked about like the microbucks money has a place. Okay. So we're not looking to get rich right off of recommending, the bakeware, but why not, have that as part of the portfolio? You're going to recommend, people are going to ask you, what bakeware should I use? What do you use? They're going to ask you. So you might as well like refer them over and get a commission for it. Right now you're getting paid from other people's products, right? You're also could be possibly still charging for, and now it would be higher end, a one-on-one coaching session. You should charge what you think is fair, or group coaching. And then you also have digital evergreen products that are playing for people in the background. So you have all these different income sources, but you're still just talking about baking or
one thing.
Right. You're coming into your expertise. They're all complementary. So I think that people do wonder, well, what could I charge for my digital content, right? Like, how much money can I make from that? So first of all, I want you to really think about, we talked about this yesterday, but if you weren't on, how much is your intellectual property and time actually worth? It's worth something and it's substantial. Don't shortchange yourself. Okay. So when you think about whatever it is that you do, or that whatever that expertise or that passion is, and you feel like you're knowledgeable enough to charge for it, how much should you be charging for it? Well, figure out how much time you think you've spent on it. That doesn't mean like, oh, I think I spent 10,000 hours and I'm worth $10 an hour, so now I'm going to charge $1 million. No, but what it means is it gives you the idea that your time is and expertise is certainly worth a high ticket amount, right? I know a lady, she charges, it's something ridiculous. I think it's $200 for a haircut. All she does is give haircuts. No perms, no dyeing the hair. And people come in and they pay her, and you're thinking, I would never pay $200 for a haircut. She has a whole experience that you go through at her salon. And you know why people pay for that? Because does she get to get everybody? No, most people aren't going to come there. Right. But the people that come there and who are willing to have her whole like experience of what happens at her salon for $200, right? It might even be more. I would never do it. Right. But who do they know? Probably other people who pay a ridiculous amount for a haircut. Why does she charge that much? Because she believes that her time, for whatever reason, it's not the haircut. She believes that whatever's going on with her whole situation, that her time is actually worth $200 for however long it takes for her to do that haircut, right? So it's because she believes that her time is worth that much. And because she believes that other people believe it, she gives people an amazing experience when they come in there. It's a whole like thing, right? So don't shortchange yourself, but you want to be fair. I will tell you that the smaller amount, if you charge very minimal, I'm not saying that all people will think your stuff is cheap, but if you charge a very small amount for your time, there will be people who think that you're not as much of an expert because you think your time's not that valuable. And also you just attract a cheaper client mentality as well. And so I would rather have, 10 clients at a higher ticket than 100 clients at a lower ticket, because you're going to get less complaints, less, crappy feedback and whining and all that from your higher ticket clients, right? So think about that first. How much is your intellectual property worth? But also you can just do some research, go out there and see what others are charging for a similar type of service, right? Now, you have to be careful when you do your research and really be mindful of, let's say you have a service that somebody also sells on Fiverr, okay? If you go on Fiverr and you look up, I don't know, social media content, you'll see very cheap to a lot of money for things. And it could be the same type of package. You want to price yourself not on the cheap end, unless you're just getting on Fiverr. A lot of the people on Fiverr who are cheap, they're new. So they just go on a lower end to get more reviews, and they know people will. But if you do that, you have to give the most excellent service, because you want to be able to get a lot of reviews so you can bump your price up.
Right.
So don't think that because a bunch of people have that same service on Fiverr or whatever, that it's cheap, that you need to be cheap. That's just a marketing thing on their end to try to get, more people to check them out, because they don't have the reviews. But if you look at the really higher end stuff that these people charge for, like social media packages and things like that, they've been on the platform for a while. It's not cheap, because they know they're good and they're going to deliver they're going to probably over deliver on what people are paying for. So how much is your intellectual property worth, and the time worth that you, for yourself, for whatever it is you want to sell, and then do the research and see what others are charging for similar content. You'll get a range, right? It'll give you an idea. And then you want to do just like make yourself stand out somehow. And then usually a way to do that is kind of what Christina touched on, by offering, if you're part of our elite, right, subscription, you also get access to our Facebook support group, right? And we also do team coaching once a month. Only our elite exclusive members, right, have access to this, right? So like, instead of kind of throwing it in with your package, throw it in as some bonuses that you give to action takers and people who deserve more of your time, right? So that gives you an idea, I think. Is there anything you'd like to ask me in addition to that, Christina?
So for me, like when I first started out, one of the questions that I had was like, where are the steps that I should take to create that digital content? Like, where's that starting point at?
All right. So I think it still goes back to, you're going to hear this repeated from us. Market other people's products first. I know you've got a great idea. You're thinking, I can get this class going and I can do this and I can do that. Market other people's products first, because you're going to have to market your products once you create products and services. Once you do personal coaching, you're going to have to market that service, right? Group coaching, you're going to have to market that service. So now if you just dive in, you're going to have to try to figure out what to put in your content, your videos, your audios, your PDFs. You're going to have to figure out what platforms to use to drive, and then you're going to have to figure out how to market it, and all this at once. And it can be very, very overwhelming. If you start by marketing other people's products and services, right? Getting that Gigabucks income from marketing other people's products and services, you get to just focus on the marketing. Because I will tell you, it doesn't matter how good your stuff is if nobody sees it. Okay. Oh, I got a website on the internet. So what? You put a website up. Nobody knows it's there. Right. So it goes back to my dad talking about like how can you afford the rent in the mall? It's so expensive. He's like, how can I afford not to be in the mall? I have customers just walking by me every day. If if he had another shop, nobody knew it was there. That's where they did most of the framing. Some people would come in there, but it's in the middle of like a little strip mall down the road in like the middle of nothing. Right. So that's why it's important to learn how to market first. Market other people's products first. Step 2, what we talked about yesterday. Before, and I want to be very clear about this, before you create digital content, courses, audios, and not PDFs, because you might use some PDFs in your marketing, but before you put all this time into creating these these classes that are going to be recorded and digital,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, you should be doing personal coaching, either one-on-one or group coaching first. So you've already learned how to market. Now you're going to do why? Because you think you know stuff, and you do know stuff, but
Right.
you think you know what people need to hear. That so you could create this whole course that you spent who knows how much time on creating, and you went all out and made sure you hired somebody to do the whole, you don't have to do all that to make sure it's all like perfect, on the video and all this stuff, right? And which isn't even that important. And here's the thing, it may not resonate with people that you're targeting at all. So what happens when you do personal coaching first, I'm saying that you should 100% do this, even if you don't want this to be your long-term thing. You're like, but I don't really want to do personal coaching and group coaching. Just do it for a phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
In your marketing. A lot of people don't think about, when people think of marketing, they think of advertising. Advertising is one little piece of marketing. Marketing all starts with the thought of an idea, and then all the things it takes to get to the point where now everybody sees advertising, but all these other steps in marketing. How am I going to store it? How am I going to transport it? That's all marketing. The trucking industry is part of marketing. Warehouses are part of marketing. So you have to come through and think about the phases. When you coach people and you get feedback and questions, they ask things that you realize, and you hear it over and over again. People ask you the same questions. That needs to be in your content.
Right.
Right. And you'll also might say, well, I've been teaching it this way and people aren't getting it. So I'm going to try it a little bit for strategy and I'll teach it this way. And now they get it. You want to get that information before you create digital content. Otherwise, you're going to be recreating that digital content over and over again until you get it right. You can go skip that whole trial and error process just by having a notebook, nothing fancy, spiral notebook. And while you're coaching people, you could just record the session and then go back and write down all the questions they asked you, because those are the same questions that you need to answer in your marketing, in your digital products, right? So do the personal coaching first. That's the next phase. Then we can get to what Christine and I are talking today. Like I said, this is a little more advanced, and some people just want to jump. Right, but I've got a great idea and I know so much about this. Let me just go throw a couple YouTube videos up. I got news for you. You can open up a YouTube channel. Nobody knows it's there.
Yep.
Nobody knows it's there. Okay. So, but it's in pop, but nobody knows it's there. You've got to learn how to market stuff first, then go to the coaching, then create your content. Yeah. I think that pretty much sums it up for me at this point. And we got
right. So like we do have like a little pro tip, just a little one. Right. And I speak from experience with this pro tip, because I was this person until I wasn't. Right. So don't get caught up in technology that's available to market and create your content. Right. Don't get caught up in making it perfect, because as you do your research, as you get more clients, you're going to change things. Right. We've seen people wait weeks, months, or even years just to try to make a decision on what platforms they're going to use to market their content. At the end of the day, you need to just start. I did my IG 5 different times on 2 different channels, right? I redid the thing. And the funny thing is, like I said, over time, you start to learn what your audience is attracted to and what they're not. I changed it to something that would get more interaction, more engagement. But I only found that out by starting with what I thought people wanted, because I didn't do the step that Christy said. I didn't do the research first. But don't get caught up, right? And with just digital content, be flexible and willing to adapt and grow and maneuver and change your content. Because as you start to develop and you start to get bigger, you're going to bring in more people. They might need something a little bit different. So you might end up adding on little pieces and things like that. But don't get caught up in technology that's available, because it's going to always be there. Just get started so that you can start to make those adjustments. Like, it's extremely important that you do that.
And it's no exaggeration that we've seen people wait weeks, months, years to get started over a technical thing. Like, what's the best autoresponder service? Should I use Aweber? Should I use GetResponse? to use active campaign. It doesn't matter. Pick
Right.
one. Okay. If you end up not liking it, you can always move later. And they'll spend all this time. And should you do some research? Sure, because different platforms might, serve you well this way and other people over here on a different platform. However, that there should be very little time taken. Christine and I are using Kajabi now. We didn't take very much time to investigate. We knew what we wanted. We asked somebody we didn't even really do anything on the internet that much. I asked somebody that I look up to, like, what do you think we should be using? Here's everything that we want to do at some point.
Right.
Because I didn't want to move platforms. Well, this does everything. So even if we're not going to do it for a year, it's in there and I know I have it. So that doesn't mean that you should use Kajabi just because I'm talking about it, right? But what I'm saying is that people, which funnel system should I use? Should I use ClickFunnels? Should I just create a funnel in Aweber? Should I use Builderall? I mean, it's just like, just pick one. Just pick one. Because that isn't the important part of your marketing. That's the technical. And it's like weird because, this isn't a trading thing, but people get caught up in technicals and trading. And that's just this tiniest piece. And the bigger pie is what they don't focus on. Same thing here. It's not about, I have a product right now that I market. You know what the funnel is? One message. It can either go, it can be an email. It could be a post. It could be on Messenger. One message and a PDF. That's a black and white PDF. That's the whole funnel. That's how sophisticated it is. And it's awesome because it's simple, right? So sometimes we think we got to make all this fancy stuff and it's got to look pretty. The simpler, the uglier, believe it or not. And the more, like if you were doing things, the more white space they can see. People try to get all the stuff cluttered into their stuff. There's just, if you can make things simple for your audience, make it simple for yourself as well. You don't need all the fancy gadgets. And so I see it right now currently in my marketing Facebook group. You'll go through and it's the same repetitive. It's all like, which funnel system should I use? Which platform should I start on? Right? It's like, just pick one. Pick TikTok, pick Instagram, pick one. Put them all in a hat and pull one out and then go learn how to do it. Right? So it's like they're trying to beat the system because you want to just try to shortcut. Is there some shortcuts? Sure, there's things that you could do to shortcut. But the problem is, or the challenge, because I don't like the word problem, the challenge is that you get so caught up in the technicals of how to create like a sales funnel that you never start.
Right.
Because you spent 3 months doing research. It's that it's a form of procrastination as well. Because if we never start, we don't have to fail. We didn't start yet. We haven't failed. We didn't start. I'm still researching, right? I've seen people spend a month creating their office walls with their vision boards and all this other stuff, and they still haven't done a damn thing for their business.
Right. Just wasting time.
Right. Okay. I've been in the home business industry for a long time. And if I hear somebody tell me that, and it's happened so many times, and they'll send me pictures and they're showing me all this stuff they did, and it's like vision board stuff. And I usually go, because those people, I'm not saying that don't do a vision board. What I'm saying is, if that's what you're caught up in from the very beginning and you spend weeks doing that and you haven't started, I know that they're probably not going to make it.
Yeah, their focus is in the wrong place. Like, get the work done. You can change your environment. You can change the product that you use. You can change the social media platform that you use. And you're only going to find out what's going to work for you by getting started.
Right. You want a vision board, print out some things that you want to work towards and post them on your wall. How long does that take? A couple of minutes. I mean, come on, like you spent 3 weeks creating the walls of your. So I know it sounds like we're digressing, we're not talking, but this is the stuff that the biggest thing is just to start, right? Start marketing other people's products today, because this is the starting point. Just do it. Just do it. And don't worry about all the technical stuff. It'll all fall into place.
Exactly. Now, listen, we definitely recommend learning how to do simple marketing of other people's products first. And you can learn the same way that we did. What we're going to do is we're going to share who our millionaire mentor is. And we're also going to share our starting point with you, right? With a 15-day challenge. Every day for 15 days, you learn a new topic and take a step closer to starting your own digital business. So do us a favor, go over to thepipsisters.com/G for Giga, B for Bucks, I for Income. Make sure it's all lowercase because it's case sensitive. But when you go over there, you're going to get started with the exact same 15-day challenge that we began with, right? You're going to have the same starting point, the same support. You're going to have access to the same tools, right? And I know you guys are like, well, is there a cost to it? Yes, it's a whopping $7. Okay. Right.
It never gets old.
Right. It's like less than 50 cents a lesson for you to go ahead, like 50 cents per lesson, less than $1 per lesson. Right. And then at the end of the program, you'll have the knowledge to start your own online business, and you'll know the necessary information to build a foundation for a successful Gigabucks earner. We want you to have the same information that we did. We want everybody to succeed here. So go ahead, go over to www.thepipsisters.com/GBI for Gigabucks income.
Yep. And a little side secret, there's a little bit of mentoring involved over there in that $7 15-day challenge. So that's all I'm going to say about it.
Right. We are completely underselling this experience. Mm-hmm. Once you get there, message us, comment below. Let us know if it exceeded or met your expectations. Let us know what questions that 15-day challenge was able to answer for you. Let us know if you still have some questions. We're here to help you out. Okay.
You can message us right on the Pip Sisters Facebook page, right in Messenger. Don't hesitate if you have questions or while you're going through the challenge. That's what we're here for.
Exactly. So in tomorrow's class, so for Friday, we're going to go over high ticket masterminds. So groups, online or in-person multi-day events. Because, we got some of that coming up too. So we want to share with you. Right.
Phase 4, if you want to make money from your expertise in all the areas, right?
Exactly.
This is super advanced tomorrow, but tune in anyway, even if you're new.
Just take notes and rewatch it after you've gone through that 15-day challenge. It'll make sense, Yep. Okay, that is going to wrap us up for today. Chrissy, did you have any closing thoughts?
I just do it.
Just start. What are you waiting for? See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.